Hey bass family, welcome to the channel. And for you subscribers, welcome back. Today we're reviewing the Fender Rumble Stage 800 bass amp. It sounds like this. And like this. Or this. Or this. Okay, you get the idea. Let's start off with the physical specs. The 800 watt Class D amplifier is mated to a front ported cab loaded with two 10-inch speakers and a compression tweeter, which can be turned on and off via a switch on the back. The total package weighs in at 39 pounds and has a carrying handle attached to the top. On that note, while the amp was plenty light enough to carry, I did have to tighten the screws for the handle strap over the course of the last few weeks as I hauled it to rehearsals and gigs. For basic controls, you have gain, bass, mid, treble, and volume. The mid frequency is selectable based on which amp model is being used. I preferred using the free Fender Tone app for amp controls. Then you have the section of the app that controls the more advanced features. Even these were fairly intuitive to use. One thing that was not obvious was the tuner feature. You have to hold down the tap button to access the tuner. Connectivity on the amp is amazing. I've never seen another amp with this variety of features. In addition to your standard ins and outs, you have an aux in and headphone out, stereo DI outs, USB connectivity, and even Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. I use the Bluetooth all the time to stream songs from my phone as I played along. The Rumble 800 also includes a 4-button pedal. The pedal has metal construction and feels super solid, and I felt like there was ample space between the switches. You can also daisy chain an expression pedal for volume control. In the first mode, the pedal allows you to select between 3 amp models and access the tuner. The second mode turns 3 effects on and off, and the third mode controls the looper. The looper allows 1 level of undo. I'd like to see more, but it's hard to fault Fender considering this amp has a looper at all. Okay, let's talk about those amp models. The amp comes loaded with 101 presets based on a combination of amp and cabinet models and various stomp box and modulation effects. Fender modeled 18 amps, including a Fender Bassman, an Ampeg flip top in SVT, an SWR Redhead, and Galeon Kruger 800RB, as well as a studio preamp and a more rounded tube preamp. Some of the more modern amp models like the GK and SWR could be hissy with modern basses. On these I backed off the treble on my bass and all was pretty much good. There are 23 cab models ranging from a 1x8 to a couple of 8x10s, and they include a Fender Rumble, Bassman, SWR, Marshall, and Ampeg cabinets. A few of these sounded boxy to me, but you have a lot of options, so just don't use those. Then you have loads of effects available, including overdrives, distortions, compressors, EQs, octavers, filters, modulation, delay, reverb, just a ton. What really surprised me was how much I enjoyed the effects. I generally think of myself as a bass plus chord plus amp kind of guy. Maybe I'll use some drive or compressor and certainly some EQ, but I never really messed around with other effects. Scrolling through the presets gave me a new appreciation for the use of effects on bass, as I began to realize how integral the effects were to some of those bass parts. On that note, leave a comment below with your favorite affected bass tone. The effects were also fun for getting weird. With all of that said, part of me was still worried this thing was just going to be too complex to use on a gig. You can control the amp with the knobs, the pedal, or the Fender Tone app. Now I never pulled out the app on a gig because really no band leader wants you messing around on your phone between songs. I did, however, create a set list of a few amp presets I thought would be useful on the gig. Creating the set list was very easy with controls on the amp. On the gig, I found the amp to be plenty loud enough to play without PA support. The fan was never too loud, and I'd have no qualms about using this on a church gig. One drawback to the small size of the amp is that you need to raise it on a chair or another cabinet to have it function well as a stage monitor. As it was, most of the sound was blowing by my knees. I would have liked to see a kickback format or even an angled baffle inside the cabinet, similar to what PV does with their Max line of combos. So what are my overall impressions? The Rumble Stage 800 is a creative powerhouse, and the connectivity options make it an amazing practice tool. The power is ample for most gigs, even without an external cabinet. If you have one very specific amplifier sound in your head, you may be better off buying that amp, especially if that sound is more of a warmer tube sound. But if you're looking for a go anywhere, play anything tool, this one is hard to beat. Alright, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe below for more videos. Check out other gear in the reviews playlist or click the videos here.